I remade Minecraft mobs into Clash Royale, and the first mob I'm going to be remaking is the Mega Knight. And what better mob to make it with than the Iron Golem? So first I'm going to make his face. Now I need to reshape the Iron Golem. Time to add the texture. Now I need to add the details like his helmet. I also need to add the hands. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's test out the Mega Knight. I think this one's just so cool. He kind of walks like the Mega Knight. If I put a mob in front of him, he kind of moves like the Mega Knight as well. Like, he just flings him up in the air. If I had to rate the Mega Knight, I would give him a 10 out of 10. I'm going to turn the Enderman into the Boss Bandit. Boss Bandit is kind of tall already. So first I'm going to make the legs bigger and add the feet. Now I'm going to retexture the outfit. Add a belt. Now I need to add the arms. Also add some gloves. Now I need to retexture the head. Now I need to add her hair. She also wears this golden headband thing. Now I need to add the mask. And then let me just finish off with the baseball bat. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's test out the Enderman. Okay, the arms are kind of broken and you can still see the Enderman's eyes. But apart from that, from the back, it looks like the Boss Bandit. The cool thing about this is that the Enderman actually teleports and so does the Boss Bandit. So it actually does make sense to make the Enderman the Boss Bandit. Oh. And just like that, the Boss Bandit's gone. If I had to rate the Boss Bandit, I would give it a solid 5 out of 10. It's time to turn the goat into the Ram Rider. So first I need to change the horns to match the ram horns. Now I'm going to recolor the goat. I also need to add the eyebrows to make it look angry. Now it's time to add the ram rider onto the ram. So first I'm going to add the legs and the clothes. Now it's time to do the head. This actually doesn't look too bad. Now I need to add her weapon. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what the ram rider looks like. You know what? This might be the best one. This genuinely might be the best one. I mean, I think the ram looks great and I think the ram rider could definitely do some work. But apart from that, it's pretty good. If I had to rate the ram rider, I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. The skeleton and the archers are pretty similar. The first thing I'm going to do is retexture the skeleton to look more like the archers. Now I'm going to add the hood. The archers also have a blue cape. Now it's time to retexture the head. I'm going to add a neck. Now I'm going to texture the face. Add a little nose and also add some hair. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what the archers look like. And they always come in pairs, so you have to spawn in 2. And you know what? They're a bit happy for my liking, but apart from that, this does look pretty good. Now, I think I got a bit confused when making it because I'm pretty sure the Clash Royale ones have like a full blue outfit and then the Clash of Clans ones have like a green outfit. But apart from that, I would say this is a pretty solid mob. Okay, let's see what happens when the archers start shooting at me. Okay, they're shooting like they're together. Yeah, well, that's enough now. That's enough. Okay, if I had to rate the archers, I'd give them a solid 8 out of 10. Okay, so I'm going to turn the zombie into the mini P.E.K.K.A. First, I need to resize the zombie. This looks so cursed. Now I need to retexture it. Time to texture the helmet. Now I need to add the detail. Time to add the horns. Now I'm going to texture the body. Can't forget to add the sword. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what the mini P.E.K.K.A. looks like. Okay, it's quite small, which is, I think, a lot accurate. The arms actually work. You know what? This isn't bad at all. Let's put the Mega Knight down and see what happens. Let's see if this is a lot accurate fight. Okay, that would never happen. The mini P.E.K.K.A. would probably win that every time. Okay, let's try it again. Will the mini P.E.K.K.A. win this one? Okay. I don't think this is the Evo Mega Knight, so I don't know why it's winning. If I was to rate the mini P.E.K.K.A., I'd rate it as easy 9 out of 10. I'm going to turn the Warden into the P.E.K.K.A. Okay, so first I'm going to resize the Warden. Now it's time to add the purple eyes. Now I'm going to texture the whole thing. Time to add the helmet. I also need to add the horns. Now it's time to add the armor. I'm also going to redesign the arms so they are sticking out. Now it's time to add the spikes. Can't forget the sword. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's test out the P.E.K.K.A. Okay, this one looks insane. I think this is easily the best looking one I've made. I think making it the Warden was very smart because the Warden moves pretty slow. Let's see what happens if the P.E.K.K.A. fights the Mega Knight. Now, in Clash Royale, the P.E.K.K.A. would win every single time. But let's see if it's accurate in Minecraft. I don't know why I spawned them so far away from each other, but the P.E.K.K.A.'s actually seen him, and the Mega Knight's seen him. Okay, here we go. Oh, and it's pretty low accurate, yeah. The P.E.K.K.A. would win that every single time. If I had to rate the P.E.K.K.A., I would give it an easy 10 out of 10. I'm going to turn the bat into the minion. So first, I need to readjust the wings. Now I need to make this whole thing blue. Time to add the arms. Okay, I'm actually going to redesign the head because I know I can make this look so much better. Okay, this kind of looks like the minion, but also nothing like it at the same time. Okay, let's see what the minion looks like. Okay, do you know what? That's actually not bad at all. It's a bit small for a minion, but apart from that, kind of does the job. I don't think this minion will be actually doing any damage to anything because it's a bat, but honestly, it doesn't even look terrible. If I had to rate the minion, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Okay, so the Hoglin should be pretty easy to turn into Hog Rider. First, I'm going to change the colour of the Hoglin. Now I need to make it look angry. Now I need to add this lead thing that the Hog Rider holds onto. Now I need to actually make Hog Rider. First, I'll start with his legs, then add his clothes. Now it's time to make his face. Now I just need to add his hammer in his hand. Let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's test out Hog Rider. Okay, now that I'm in the nether, let's test out Hog Rider. Holy, he is huge. Why is the Hog Rider so big? Okay, even though like the heads don't move or anything because it's technically the Hoglin's body, this actually just does look really good. Let's compare it to the Ram Rider and see which one's actually bigger. Okay, the Ram Rider is tiny compared to Hog Rider. If I had to rate Hog Rider, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. I'm going to turn the zombie villager into the goblin. So first, I need to texture the body of it. I'm not going to add too much of this. I do need to reshape the nose and also add the ears. This doesn't even look too bad. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what the goblin looks like. Okay, the arms are kind of scuffed. Do you know what? This goblin's just so ugly in my opinion. I think this is probably the worst one that I've made. Okay, if I spawn in multiple goblins, they always like have the villager hats on and stuff. Let's do a group of goblins versus Mega Knight. Surely Mega Knight wins this every single time. Okay, come on, Mega Knight, you've got this. One more. Easy win for the Mega Knight. Not even a crack on his armor. Okay, if I had to rate the goblin, I'd give it a 3 out of 10. I'm going to turn the giant into the giant. So first, I need to resize the giant zombie to match the shape of the giant. Now it's time to retexture the giant. I need to make his head bigger. Now it's time to add the clothes. Now it's time to do the legs. Also need to make his feet. Now I'm going to texture his face. Now it's time to add his big nose. Finally, I need to add his ginger beard. Can't forget the eyebrows. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what the giant looks like. Okay, I did not think the giant was going to be this giant. Honestly, this actually isn't terrible. I think this looks quite accurate. The giant, I don't think the giant actually moves though. Let's see what would happen if I went into survival. I can't hit the giant or anything. The giant just like does not really care about me at all. Maybe he cares about a villager? Nope, this giant does not care about anything. Okay, if I had to rate the giant, I'd rate it a 6 out of 10 just because it doesn't move. If the giant actually moved, I'd rate it a good 8 out of 10. Okay, I'm going to turn the blaze into the wizard. This one is going to be hard. First, I'm going to add the hood over the blaze's head. Now I'm going to start bringing it down so it creates the wizard's cloak. This one is very tricky because I don't have any body parts to work around. I'm going to bring the cloak around the back. Now I'm going to create holes for the arms to go through. Time to add the belt. Now I'm going to change his face. Okay, this looks a bit too accurate. Add the big nose. Add the arms. Now I just need to add the body and legs. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what the wizard looks like. Oh, okay, I kind of forgot that the blaze has like them orange things that go around it. But apart from that, it does kind of look accurate. He has no animations to him at all. So he kind of just moves around. It's pretty cool though. Let's see what would happen if I went into survival. Okay, now that I'm in survival, he's like flamed up now. Oh. Okay, the wizard does not fly. Okay, the fire is a nice touch. And this is what the wizard does to you. He just shoots fireballs at you. Okay, if I had to rate the wizard, I would rate it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm going to turn the horse into the prince. First, I'm going to redesign the horse to look like the prince's horse. Now it's time to add the prince. I'm going to add his feet and legs first. Now it's time to add his body. Add the belt. Now I'm going to add his golden armor. Now it's time to add his head. I'm going to start with the helmet. Now I'm going to design the face. Time to add the last details. Can't forget the lance. Okay, let's see how this looks in Minecraft. Okay, let's see what Prince looks like in Minecraft. Okay, this actually looks pretty good. I think the face is pretty good. The horse is kind of broken, but easily fixable. The hands do look a bit weird also, but apart from that, everything looks pretty good about this model. Okay, I want to see what would happen if I was just tame this horse and put a saddle on it. Okay, I'm kind of just chilling in like between the prince's legs. But it kind of looks like I'm just controlling the prince like this. Okay, I'm going to compare the size of all the rideable ones that I've made, like the hog rider, the prince, and the ram rider. What is this guy doing? The smallest is obviously the Ram Rider, and then it goes surprisingly Hog Rider, and Prince is actually the biggest one. I think the reason for this actually just does come down to the original mobs, so the goat is obviously the smallest out of the 3. Okay, if I had to rate the Prince, I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. Okay, and that is all the Clash Royale mobs I made into Minecraft. Comment down below which one your favorite is, and if you want to see me make mobs from different games, make sure to comment down below which games.